Hello everybody, Terry back again with another video. Oh boy, what a five-set battle we just saw yesterday between Diego Schwartzman, Diego the Warrior Schwartzman, I should call him. Not only Diego Schwartzman versus Dominic Thiem. What a fight. It was exactly as we all expected, because I have read this matchup before, what people said, what people believed, who would win, who would be prevailing this match, and everyone said more or less this is a toss-up, this is a 50-50 match, and oh boy it was. We didn't know who would win this match, at least in the 4 sets, because this match was close for 4 sets. After 4 sets, this match was not pretty close in my opinion. The 5th set was, you could clearly see that it was Diego Schwartzman who had the most fuel in the tank in the 5th set. Dominic's tank was pretty empty in that 5th set, and which is not any surprise. We all knew that Dominic's team's chance would be to win this match in 4 sets. Why do you believe I picked Dominic to defeat Diego in 4 sets? Why do you believe that, guys? Yeah, because I did that because I was thinking of myself and said, Dominic's only chance of defeating this Diego the Warrior Schwartzman is doing it in 4 sets, considering that Dominic played a pretty long match against Guston in the 4th round. And to be quite honest, Dominic was 2 points away of winning that 4th set, both in the tiebreak where he lost the 4th set tiebreak 7-5, and in that 6-5 game where Diego Schwartzman was serving to take that fourth set to a tiebreak, where it was 40-all. But of course, Dominic never got the chance to play a match point. He never came to a match point. The closest he was 40-all in that 12th game in the 4th set. Man, this match was a roller coaster. It was up and down. They were breaking each other's serve like women does on the W Tour. Many times it was, to be quite honest, it was a little embarrassing to see because they couldn't hold their serves. I can understand a player like Diego why he cannot hold his serve, because he's not a tall dude. We all know that. But a player like Dominic, he really should hold his serve more. I think that Diego break Dominic's serve 10 times out of 16 opportunities, which is great, really. He break Dominic's serve 10 out of 16 opportunities. So it is, that is a pretty good number. He was efficient of breaking serve, Diego Schwartzman. Dominic, he break 9 times out of 22 opportunities, I believe. I think that he had 22 breakpoint opportunities, Dominic Thiem, but he was just not clutch. Dominic Thiem was not clutch, really. Not in this match. He really should have breaked much more, considering that how many chances Dominic had. He really had so many chances. And another thing is, man, when Dominic had those breakpoint opportunities against him, he was not saving those breakpoint opportunities. What is a sign of a big champion? Look what Federer used to do when he was in his peak 10 years, 15 years ago. He was saving all those breakpoints, Roger Federer. He was coming up with the goods when he needed the goods the most. Dominic was not coming up with the goods. Dominic, he saved 6 out of 16 breakpoint opportunities. It was 38%, guys, 38%. 6 out of 16 break opportunities when he was facing breakpoints against him, he was saving only 6 out of 16. And if you look at Diego, he was saving 13 out of 22 breakpoint opportunities. So in breakpoint saved, Dominic is only 38% and Diego is 59%. So Dominic was not clutch, and the same when it was to converting breakpoints. Dominic converts 9 out of 22 breakpoint opportunities. 9 out of 22. That is not good, my friends. That is 40%. 40%. I'm sorry. 41%. 9 out of 22. And Diego, on the other hand, he breaks 10 out of 16. 10 out of 16. He's much clutch, Diego Schwartzman. I'm sorry, 10 out of 16. So he's obviously much clutch, Diego Schwartzman, 63%. So a big champion saves break points and capitalizes break points. Dominic Thiem wasn't clutch in this match, absolutely. And the serve, what is it about Dominic's serve, really? What is it? Have you not noticed one thing? I have noticed this for a long time. He barely serves over 60% during his matches. Sometimes he can serve 60%, over 60% sometimes, but not much, not much. He usually is between 55% to 58, 59, sometimes 60, sometimes 61, sometimes 62. But you don't see Dominic Thiem often serve over 65% first serve sin. You don't do it. In this match, he landed 59% first serve sin. And Diego Schwartzman landed 66% first serve sin. And Diego Schwartzman is a much shorter dude. So I'm not understanding this really. What is Dominic Thiem's issue? Why doesn't he serve higher percentage of first serve sin? It has to be something technical fault here. Technical. He needs to work on that serve really to land more first serve sin, because when it lands first serves, he has a powerful serve. It is not he has a weak serve, but it doesn't land weight. And when you face a ball machine, a ball beast from the baseline like Diego, the warrior, Schwartzman, then you need to land more first serve sin. You need to have more free points. If not more free points, at least to kill the point on the third shot, to have a powerful first serve in. And we all know that the first serve is much better than second serve. All the tennis players, they love to get the first serve in, because when they do, they probably will get a short return, and then they can kill the point, and then they can dictate the point, and then they can take the advantage. But Dominic was not getting an advantage from that first serve. 59%, for God's sakes! And it is, I'm not surprised. He usually has between 55 to 60%. You don't see Dominic Thiem landing over 65% first serves in way too many often in his matches. Almost never. They were winning the same amount of first serve in, 62%. Both of them were winning behind the first serve, but the difference was winning behind the second serve. Dominic was winning 42%. Schwartzman was winning 52%. And why is that? Are you surprised? No, because Schwartzman has a much better return than Dominic Thiem. Schwartzman was punishing Dominic Thiem's second serve much more, and Dominic was not doing the same, unfortunately. This was a hell of a match when it comes to drama. When it comes to you don't know who would win the match at least for 4 sets. You don't know really. But when it comes to quality, it was like similar to the US Open final. The quality was not maybe the absolute best. That it was not. Because they were breaking each other's serve back and forth, back and forth. All in all, Dominic does 81 unforced errors. I'm not surprised. Dominic is a hit or miss player. If Gaston could squeeze out of him 63 unforced errors, you just can imagine what Diego can do, which I said in my preview. Of course, Diego squeezed 81 out of him. Yeah, we know that Dominic does 65 winners, but still he does 16 more unforced errors than winners. Diego, he did a lot of unforced errors as well, but of course not as many as Dominic Thiem. Absolutely not. He did 62 unforced errors, I believe, Diego Schwartzman, and 47 winners. He still does 15 more unforced errors than winners, Diego Schwartzman. So they were, but it is still Dominic Thiem who is spraying the balls more. It is still Dominic Thiem who really, Diego Schwartzman was a much stable player. He was much steadier player. To be quite honest, I felt that the entire match, Diego Schwartzman was the better player. When Dominic was leading the match 2-1, I just felt that I never felt calm that he would win. I swear to you guys, I never did, because Diego Schwartzman was holding his serves when he was holding them easier. 40-15, 40-30, easier he was holding his serves, even though that he shouldn't hold those serves easier, considering that his serve is not better than Dominic Thiem's. He's a shorter dude, but that didn't matter, because when they were rallied from the baseline, Diego Schwartzman was dictating. He was the better player from the baseline. He was missing less. Yeah, I know he was not doing as many winners than Dominic Thiem, but that doesn't matter. In the end of the day, the player who misses less, he will always win. Just ask Rafael Nadal, ask Novak Djokovic. These two are the machines when it comes to miss less. So I felt that the entire time Diego was the better player, and Diego had huge chances both in the second set and the third set and the fourth set. He was a break up both in the first and second and third set. Then Dominic was coming back. They were trading breaks back and forth. Like I said, it was a roller coaster match, really. But at the end of the day, Diego was much better player. Not much maybe, but a better player the entire match. Even though in those 4 sets he was a better player. In the 5th set he was a much better player. Dominic Thiem's big chance of winning the match was in the 4th set, really. And I knew it. I texted a friend of mine, really, and I said, this is his chance. Exactly like I said in my preview. I said, I can see Dominic holding physically for 4 sets, considering he played a 5-set battle against Gaston 3 days ago. So, I said, I can see Dominic coming through this match in 4 sets. That's why I picked him to win in 4 sets, because I couldn't see him win in 5. I really couldn't. Because Diego Schwartzman is a warrior. He's a physical beast as well. He never gets tired. He is probably stronger physically than Dominic Thiem. Dominic Thiem, man, to be quite honest, I don't know if you agree with me here, but I feel that Dominic more or less was stronger physically before. I remember that 2018 quarterfinal warrior match he had against Rafa Nadal in US Open in 5 sets. They went 5 sets. In the end, Rafa won that match in the 5th, in the tiebreak in US Open. You never saw Dominic Thiem tired there. You really never saw him tired for a second. But I am seeing him more and more tired. I saw him tired against Alexander Sasha Zverev in US Open in that final. He was cramping toward that end of that match. And I saw him totally exhausted in the 5th set against Diego Schwartzman. So Dominic Thiem, he's not looking as fresh, as strong physically when he was 25 years old, 2 years ago. Not that he's an old dude, he's only 27, but I don't know, I just feel that Dominic Thiem's stamina is not looking as superior as it looked 2 years ago. You could never see him 2, 3, 4 years ago tired. Now I'm seeing him more and more tired, even though he's not old. He's 27 years old and he should be on his peak of his career. All in all, Diego Schwartzman really was. If Dominic would have won this match in 4 sets, I'm going to say this would have been a really mystery for me. This would have been an unfair victory. He would have deserved it because he would have been the more clutch player in the big moments, but Diego was just a better player, really. He was holding his serves easier. He was doing less unforced errors. He was steadier on the baseline. He just was the better player. He felt more solid. we all know that Dominic Thiem has a lot of power, but he doesn't have a lot of control. You need to have power and control, and that is not the case with the Dominic Thiem, really. It isn't. We know he does spectacular points and he can unleash those murderous hard forehands sometimes, but he doesn't always go in, guys. It doesn't always go in. And he went in this match against Diego. It mostly went out than it went in. And I know it is not easy to hit through Diego Schwartzman. It is really, really hard hitting through Diego Schwartzman. And to be quite honest, I'm happy that Diego won, because Diego will give Rafael Nadal a hell of a match, much more than Dominic Thiem. Dominic Thiem, he's not fresh. He's not super physically anymore, more than 4 sets. He isn't. We saw it in the US Open final. We are seeing that here. You know, guys, at the end of the day, Diego Schwartzman, he weared down Dominic Thiem. He weared down him. He really weared him down physically. Like a boxer when he wears down his opponents after 12 rounds. After 4 sets, Dominic Thiem was over. He just wanted to go to the locker room. You can see that on that match point that Diego won. He tried to do a drop shot. He couldn't play tennis anymore. He couldn't handle Diego Schwartzman more. He was saying to himself, and he was thinking, you know what? I cannot do it. I cannot do this anymore. I just will try a drop shot because I cannot handle this guy from this baseline. He's a machine. He's a warrior. So Diego Schwartzman, in the end of the day, he wear the Dominic Thiem down. And if you look at all the points won, Dominic wins 179 points. Diego Schwartzman wins 187. So Diego Schwartzman wins 18 more points than Dominic Thiem. To win 18 more points in a 5th set, it's a must. It is really huge, man. When a 5th set battle who has been 5 hours and 8 minutes, you should win 3, 4, maximum most 5 more points than your opponent. Then you can see it was really a close battle. But in this match, Diego Schwartzman wins 18 more points than Dominic Thiem in the total. Diego Schwartzman wins 187 points. Dominic Thiem wins 179 points. All in all, 18 more points to Diego Schwartzman. What does that mean to you? This match was close for only 4 sets. In the 5th set, it was not close at all. 6-2 in that 5th set to Diego Schwartzman because Dominic Thiem was exhausted. I'm happy Diego won. Like I said, Dominic Thiem's chance was to win this match only in 4 sets. He almost pulled it. He was 2 points away of doing it in that 12th game in the 4th set, when Diego was serving to take the match to a 4th set tiebreak, and in that tiebreak in the 4th set when Diego won 7-5. All props, all credit, kudos to Diego Schwartzman. He's taking down the tiebreak beast, really. He won 2 tiebreaks out of 3 tiebreaks played against the tiebreak king himself. Who are the tiebreak kings, at least this year, 2020? Novak Djokovic and Dominic Thiem. Another thing, Dominic Thiem is really good on deciding sets, at least has been that this year. In that department, he also took him down, Diego Schwartzman. He won that deciding set 6-2. So, a very, very deserving winner by Diego Schwartzman. He was the better player throughout the match, really. The match was closer in 4 sets because Dominic Thiem was fighting like a lion, never giving up. Even though that Diego was breaking his serve, he was coming back all the time. He was saving those set points in that 4th set when Diego Schwartzman was serving for the 4th set. When Diego was 40 love up, Dominic Thiem was coming with big, unbelievable shots. He was going for the lines, and that went in. That is the thing with Dominic Thiem. You never know what you have him. When he unleashes those big ground strokes, they sometimes can go in, and it is magical points, really. It is absolutely epic points. But when they go out, which often does, and then it is not so magical. But all in all, Diego Schwartzman, he wear Dominic Thiem down physically. He really did that. The better player throughout the match, in my opinion, it was Diego Schwartzman. Big congratulations to Diego Schwartzman, first ever semi-final in a major. We all know that he has a couple of quarterfinals in the past before, 4 or 5 quarterfinals he has in the past in his career, but he has never played a major semi-final before. This will be his first against Rafa Nadal. Let's talk a little about the other match between Rafa Nadal and Jannik Sinner. It was a more straightforward victory to Rafa Nadal, of course, like I previewed, straight sets. But it was actually Jannik Sinner who struck first, both in the first and second set, break Rafa's serve. And he was actually serving for the first set, Jannik Sinner, in that 6-5 game. And he was only 2 points away of winning that first set. That is the closest somebody has come to win a set from Rafa Nadal in this year's French Open 2020, when it was 40-all there. But Rafa was coming with some great forehand winners. I'm impressed from Jannik Sinner, really. He has such an easy power. He can hit some heavy ground strokes. The different from Dominic Thiem when it comes to Jannik Sinner, he has big ground strokes, Jannik Sinner, but with much more control. He doesn't do as much of unforced errors, Jannik Sinner, as Dominic Thiem does. Dominic Thiem, he hits his ball murderously hard, but with no control, really. Jannik Sinner has a much better control. So Jannik Sinner is a superstar in the making here. I truly believe that. He definitely is a multiple Grand Slam winner. And he's young. He's only 19 years old. He really gave Rafa Nadal a run for his money for 2 sets. He lost the first set 7-6 and then lost the second set 6-4. And of course, in the third set, when Rafa Nadal is on a roll, of course, he will eat you up like breakfast. And he gave in the third set to this youngster, Rafa Nadal, a breadstick and won that third set 6-1. So Jannik Sinner, I'm impressed from the guy. He really has everything in his package. He has forehand, he has backhand, pretty decent serve. He's not good at the net. He was missing a lot of net approaches and hitting easy net volleys to the net. But he will, of course, he's young. He will only get better in a few years. Can you just imagine where Jannik Sinner will be for about 1 or 2 or 3 years from now? So he has really huge potential. We have said this about other players before, like Grigor Dimitrov, like Nishikori, like Cilic, to mention some of them. But I think that this player, Jannik Sinner, he will be a bigger superstar. He will have a better career than Dimitrov, Nishikori and Cilic, even though the Cilic is a Grand Slam champion. But I think that Jannik Sinner, he will be a multiple Grand Slam champion. And he has, the great thing with him is that he will not play in the same era with the big 3. Yeah, he will play some years, but say for 5 years from now, when Jannik Sinner will be 24 years old, the big 3 will not be around. And then it is a big chance that this will be a player who will dominate the tour. Yeah, he's not the greatest mover, but he's not a bad mover either. He's a solid mover. And he hits the ball so clean and with so ease power, with fluid power, and with control. He doesn't do he did 44 unforced errors against Rafa Nadal. But for God's sake, it is Rafa Nadal, the greatest clay court player of all time. He will always squeeze a lot of unforced errors from you. 44 unforced errors against Rafa Nadal. That is not a shame, because Rafa Nadal, we know that it is not easy to hit through Rafa Nadal. He did 31 winners, Jannik Sinner, so he does 13 more unforced errors. But all in all, a good match from Jannik Sinner for 2 sets. A really good match from 2 sets. Rafa Nadal, he does a good match. Not a superior match in my opinion. Rafa Nadal does 37 winners, 33 unforced errors, so he does 4 more winners than unforced errors. He was doing some bad forehand errors, Rafa Nadal, in my opinion, but he did also some great forehands, really murderous forehands, especially the third set. He was hitting through Jannik Sinner. He couldn't hit through Jannik Sinner way too often in the first and second set. He did that, but not crazy much. But in the third set, he was hitting through him a lot. And you can see that on the score as well. 6-1 to Rafa Nadal. Rafa Nadal is a big champion in big moments, guys. Because he's Rafa Nadal. What did I say in the beginning of the video? Rafa Nadal saves 7 out of 9 break points. 7 out of 9 break points. Why? Because he is a big champion, my friends. He is, I'm sorry, 5 out of 7 break points opportunity he saves. That is 71%. Compare that with Dominic Thiem, who was not saving so many break points against Diego Schwartzman. And Yannick Sinner, he was saving 2 out of 8 break points opportunities. That is 25%. Big champions, they play big when it matters the most. And when it comes to converting break points, Rafa Nadal, he converts 6 out of 8 break points. 6 out of 8 in break points. That is 75% in capitalizing break points opportunities. And Yannick Sinner, he capitalized only 2 out of 7. That is 29%. Big champions, guys, they save break points and they capitalize break point opportunities. Just ask Novak Djokovic. Just ask Rafa Nadal. Federer, he's not as good as Nadal and Djokovic in capitalizing break points and in saving break points. Saving break points, Federer was superior in his peak between 2003 and 2008, 2009. But capitalizing break points, Federer, and saving break points, Federer has not been superior from 2010 and forward. But Rafa Nadal and Novak Djokovic, more or less, they have been superior in saving and capitalizing break points throughout their careers. And that depends also because they have better returns than Roger Federer. Guys, when you capitalize break points, because you are the player who will receive, you are the player who will return, it is important to have good returns, which Djokovic has, the greatest returner of all time, and Nadal also has a great returner, because you are returning the serve. And to be successful on capitalizing break points, you need to have good returns. Why do you think Dominic was not capitalizing so many break points against Diego Schwartzman? Because he doesn't have good returns. He doesn't have good returns. Why do you think Dominic Thiem was only winning 42% behind his second serve? Because Schwartzman has much better returns than Dominic Thiem. Why do you think Schwartzman was winning 52% behind his second serves? Because Dominic Thiem has much worse returns than Diego Schwartzman. So all in all, 2 good matches. Absolute epic first semi-final between Dominic Thiem and Diego Schwartzman. And then the other, quarterfinal between Diego Schwartzman and Dominic Thiem. And the other quarterfinal between Rafa Nadal and Yannick Sinner was really good for 2 sets. And Yannick Sinner really, he should be proud for his performance, for giving Rafa Nadal a run for his money for 2 sets, more than any one of the other losers has done in 4 previous matches that Rafa Nadal has done. I'm really looking forward to the battle between Rafa Nadal versus Diego Schwartzman. I really think that Diego Schwartzman can trouble Rafa Nadal. And if not Diego Schwartzman troubles Rafa Nadal, what I saw from Rafa Nadal, if we get that clash of the titans on Sunday, which I think we will do, but I'm not certain 100%, you never can be, because Diego Schwartzman will have something to do about that. He really wants to take Rafael Nadal down. And Novak Djokovic has some matches to win on his section of the draw. First he needs to come through PCB, and then he needs to come through Tsitsipas or Rublev. But if we get that clash of the titans Sunday, I really think Novak Djokovic has his best ever chance of defeating Rafa Nadal for the first ever time in a French Open final. We know that he has done it 1 time before in a quarterfinal, but now he has the chance, because Rafa Nadal, to me, he's not looking impossible. He is not. With a really quality player, Yannick Sinner is a quality player, but Yannick Sinner is not Novak Djokovic. Yannick Sinner doesn't return as good as Novak Djokovic. Yannick Sinner doesn't serve consistency good as Novak Djokovic. Yannick Sinner isn't consistent good enough from the baseline as Novak Djokovic. So Novak Djokovic is Rafa Nadal's biggest threat to that 13th Grand Slam, 13th French Open title, and to his 20 20th major title and tying Roger Federer. And I really think that if somebody stops Rafa Nadal from accomplishing that unbelievable feat, it will be Novak Djokovic. Maybe Schwartzman, but I'm not counting that Schwartzman will do that over 5 sets. But Djokovic has huge chances. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this 30-minute long video. Take care and bye-bye.